can you really take professional-looking street photos with just your phone? Well, the answer is yes, and today I'm going to show you how. With the right techniques, you can capture stunning images without carrying around a big camera. Let's break down exactly how you can get those professional results using your mobile phone. First off, it's important to choose the right phone. Some phones today have incredible cameras, almost like having a mini DSLR in your pocket. For example, the iPhone 15 Pro, the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and the Google Pixel 8 Pro are known for their amazing cameras. These phones have special features like wide-angle lenses and night modes, making them perfect for street photography. They also perform really well in low light conditions, which is great if you're shooting at dawn, dusk, or even at night. One of the most important tools in mobile street photography is the wide-angle lens. Many high-end phones have this feature. The wide-angle lens lets you capture more of the scene without having to step back. It's perfect for shooting in busy streets where there's a lot happening around you. You can get everything in the frame, from people to buildings, without missing a detail. Another great feature that many phones have today is portrait mode. This setting helps create a beautiful effect where the subject is in sharp focus, but the background is blurred. This is called a shallow depth of field. Phones like the iPhone 15 Pro have really good portrait modes that make your photos look professional. It's a great way to draw attention to your subject, making them stand out in a busy street scene. Now, let's talk about night mode. When you're shooting in low light, like during the evening or at night mode is your best friend. Phones like the Google Pixel 8 Pro have an excellent night mode that helps you capture clear, vibrant photos, even in near darkness. This is perfect for street photography because cities often come alive at night with glowing signs, streetlights, and movement. Most phones today also come with a Pro mode or manual settings that allow you to take full control of how your photos turn out. You can manually adjust the ISO, which affects how sensitive your camera is to light, or change the shutter speed, which controls how fast your camera captures an image. With Pro mode, you can tweak these settings to get the perfect shot, especially in tricky lighting situations. Another handy feature is burst mode, which captures a series of photos in quick succession. This is especially useful for street photography because things on the street move fast. Whether it's a car zooming by or someone walking through a crosswalk, burst mode ensures you don't miss the perfect moment. Next up, if you want to get really serious about editing your photos later, shoot in RAW format. Phones like the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra let you do this. RAW files give you more flexibility when editing because they contain more information than standard image formats like JPEG. This is useful when you want to adjust things like brightness, contrast, and color without losing quality. Of course, no matter what phone you're using, composition is key. Composition is how you arrange the elements in your photo. A great phone won't automatically make your photos great. You still have to think about what you're capturing. Use techniques like the rule of thirds, which divides your image into 3 sections, or leading lines, which guide the viewer's eye through the photo. By using these techniques, you make your photos more visually interesting. One fun technique in street photography is capturing reflections. Look for reflective surfaces like windows, puddles, or even mirrors. Reflections can add a cool artistic element to your photos, giving them depth and an extra layer of meaning. Street photography is all about capturing real, raw moments. One of the best things about using a phone is that it's small and discreet, meaning you can take photos without drawing too much attention to yourself. This allows you to capture candid moments where people are acting naturally instead of posing. It's also important to embrace imperfections in street photography. Sometimes a little blur or grain adds to the feeling of a photo. Street photography isn't supposed to be polished and perfect. It's supposed to feel real and authentic. Don't worry too much if every shot isn't flawless. Sometimes the imperfection is what makes a photo special. To help with composition, turn on your phone's grid feature. This will display a grid over your screen, which makes it easier to keep things balanced and aligned. It's especially useful when you're photographing things like buildings or street signs, where straight lines and symmetry matter. Another important tip: don't always take photos at eye level. Experiment with different angles. Try shooting from a high angle, like standing on a staircase or balcony, or from a low angle, crouching down to the ground. Different perspectives can make your photos more unique and interesting. Lighting plays a huge role in street photography, and shadows and silhouettes can add drama to your photos. Harsh sunlight can create strong shadows, while backlighting can turn subjects into silhouettes. Most modern smartphones handle these contrasts really well, especially with features like HDR that balance out the light and dark areas in your photo. Speaking of HDR, use it to capture better dynamic range. HDR, which stands for High Dynamic Range, combines several shots taken at different exposures into one image, making sure both the bright areas and the dark areas are well exposed. This is especially helpful on sunny days when you want to capture both the bright sky and the details in the shadows. For a classic and timeless look, try shooting in black and white. Many phones have a built-in black and white filter, which removes color and lets you focus on the shapes, light, and shadows in your photo. Black and white photos are great for street photography because they strip away distractions and let the emotion of the scene come through. When it comes to zooming in on your subject, be careful. Most phones have digital zoom, which reduces the quality of your photo. Instead, try to move closer to your subject if you can. If you're using a phone with optical zoom, like the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, you can zoom without losing quality, but always be mindful of how much you zoom. Hey, real quick, if you're finding these tips helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, Photo Tech Guy, and share this video. Your support helps us bring more useful guides like this to you. Now, let's get back to the video. Oh, before I forget, check out the links in the description for the phones mentioned in this video, amazing cameras, and more. Now, really, back to the video. Keep an eye out for patterns and textures in the urban environment. Whether it's the repeating bricks on a wall or the texture of the pavement, these elements can add depth and interest to your photos. Sometimes, the simplest things can make for the most striking images. Another great tip is to shoot through objects. You can add depth to your photos by framing your shot with things in the foreground, like shooting through a fence, plants, or even glass. This gives your photo a layered look and makes the viewer feel more like they're part of the scene. If you don't want to draw attention to yourself, make sure to turn off your phone's shutter sound. This way, you can take photos quietly, capturing moments without people noticing. Silent shooting is especially useful for candid street photography. Cities are full of geometric shapes, like the lines of buildings, sidewalks, and streets. Look for urban geometry to make your photos more interesting. Straight lines, sharp angles, and repetitive shapes can guide the viewer's eye through your photo. Street photography is also about capturing people and their emotions. Whether it's joy, sadness, or something in between, capturing the emotion of a moment can make your photo stand out. Focus on people's facial expressions or body language to tell a story through your image. Timing is everything, and one of the best times to shoot is during golden hour, which is the hour just after sunrise or just before sunset. The light is softer, warmer, and more flattering, making both your subjects and the urban environment look amazing. Plus, it reduces harsh shadows, which are often a challenge in street photography. Finally, After you've taken your photos, don't forget about editing. Even a quick edit can take your street photography from good to great. Apps like Lightroom Mobile or Snapseed are free and easy to use. You can adjust brightness, contrast, and colors to make your photo pop. Small tweaks can make a big difference in the final result. So yes, you can absolutely create stunning street photography using only your phone. With the right phone, smart techniques, and a little bit of practice, you can capture photos that look like they were taken with a professional camera.